Hello, this is Mike at TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate your 2024 Jayco JAYFLIGHT 267 VHS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off campsite, of course, leave room for your slide, but besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power water connections are going to be. They are going to be toward the rear of your unit on your off camp side. Water connection just behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your power actually plugs in way over here on the rear. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here, that hand crank for your stabilizing jacks will get this up and down. Speaking of power, check your battery posts now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. A battery box and a brand new battery on there when you pick up your unit. After we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now these new stabilizing jacks, got a little hook safety latch, keep them from falling. You only have to drop this down, just to our right, just enough to get in there and get a hold of that pin. Pull on that pin, and it's going to drop these right to the ground. So easy with two hands. Once you got that down there, go ahead and finish your crank. Run it the rest of the way down. I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads underneath these. Those are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Run these down just until this is taut. Remember, our unit's already level. We're just going to stabilize it. Get all four of those down nice and tight. We can hook up our power and water. Again, all the way to the rear of our unit is going to be our power cord, big long 30 amp cord, a 30 to 15 amp reducer, comes to your convenience pack. You can hook that up to 110 with. That's your power hooked up. Hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to a city water connection. At campsites, we're going to want to use a water pressure regulator because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. This one will reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so you always want to use these. So hook that up, hook up your hose. One more step before turning that on. Just come to your hot water heater back here and make sure your pressure release valve is closed. Go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're going to go inside, open up our slide so that we can get to any of our water taps, open up our kitchen water, bathroom water, showers, etc. Get a nice steady flow of water going through everything. Then you can shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to be at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, on our campsite, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. Potable water here. Fill that up here. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Just simply use a hose. That'll gravity fill that. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Once that's full, put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to the city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp with power and water. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here on our off camp side. We've got a couple of outdoor speakers, a hood vent. This is a clamp that comes a mount for a TV. Pull that towards you. You can take this inside, get it where they've got backers on your TVs, 4 TVs indoors. You can put a couple more of these, and you can utilize the same TV indoors and out. Below that, again, our freshwater, 110 and cable for that TV, or 110 for other use. Low point drain, right there, that's where you dump your freshwater tank, big freshwater handle. Glue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Coming on your awning, you do have a pitch control and pull this down, and that'll pitch the rainwater away. You really don't want to run these in the rain. They're more of a shade awning than wind and rain. Accent lighting for our outdoor kitchen area. Do you have a griddle indoors? That'll set on here. Your quick connect LP will connect right there. This is a J-port arm, they call it. This will lift up. That's how that goes in there. And then this literally just slides right in there. Put those into your front storage. Again, your hot water heater. You got a blue J-port hose that you can hook up there to spray. Again, our power. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there, check the seams of your roof a couple times a year, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Also prep for a backup camera, a device you can purchase from our store. One piece goes on here, the other piece goes on the dash of your tow vehicle. Give you a backup camera. Here's our cable for the campsites. Black and gray holding tanks, we'll dump those later. Again, city water. There's our black tank flush, we'll talk about that when dumping those tanks. Got an outdoor shower that your black 751 key will open these. On your slides, on these seals, they do have a liquid that you can spray on these to keep them nice and pliable, keep them from dry rotting over the years. Add to the longevity of the life of your trailer. The other side of your pass-through storage, there's your griddle. Coming up front, our propane has a removable cover. Lefty-loosey to open. Your regulator's here. You can put it to whichever side you want to be using. I prefer doing one at a time. Some people put it in the middle and just let it switch over on its own. I do one at a time so I know the amount I have left. Again, our stabilizing jacks, there's that blue spray port hose I mentioned earlier. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. On these steps, whether opening or closing, you want your exterior door to be all the way open, otherwise this will catch on it. Coming up our steps, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. To the right of that is our 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Up here on the wall is our USB ports and 110. Awning control and slide control. On your awning, you only want to run that out until you see that flap fall down and you can see your black bar. If you're to hold that extend out, or the out on your button, if you're to hold that to out, that will turn onto itself, flip itself up backwards, and start to run itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out, and only run it out as far as you need to. As I run that back in, tell you up top is awning light and interior light. And as that comes in, I would tell you that slam locks, which are on these, that'll release your screen door. But these slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, continuing inside. We've got one-touch lighting above our kitchen sink. A slidable cutting board cover for that. Access to your plumbing right there. There's a square bit drill to remove these to get to plumbing as well as heating ducts. Starting the bottom over here, below your oven, breaker box and fuses, a ton of 15s and a couple of 40s. On your oven, this glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Our lighting's over here, up for our panel lights, down for our oven light. You'll simply turn this to light. You see how it turns red? Hit your spark here. When your gas is on, that'll light that. Same thing on your oven. Turn this to light. Spark it over here. That'll light your pilot light. And then turn it to the desired temperature. Just get in there and make sure that the pilot light lit from your spark. You may have to bleed your lines when you first turn these on too. So just turn on one. Keep hitting your spark until the gas gets through the lines and lights up here. Above that, fan. and light. Above that cooktop, self-explanatory microwave. Our fridge controls are just inside here, nowhere to have to turn that on at. Register for our furnace. Continuing here in the living room, I'm going to go over to our Dometic thermostat. 3 separate settings. We got our cool, turn on our AC. Quick dump on that as well. Close that and it'll send it through the vents. Or furnace. Let me shut that off first. You'll notice when I shut off the AC, generally the AC shut off kind of quickly. While waiting on it. There's our smoke alarm. Sure did hit off. Yeah, there, all right, there it goes. Now our furnace, turn it on because it's so hot in here today. I'm gonna crank the furnace up. Now you'll notice when I shut your furnace off, keep the fan up there or shut off, but this will take a few minutes to cycle through before it actually shuts off. You hear that still running. Continuing into our living room, tabletop we'll remove simply by lifting it up. Put that tabletop down on these, flat cushions on top, another place to sleep. You have the jackknife sofa here that'll lay down for sleeping. Also have a cup holder. All prepped for a TV here. Where you plug your cable in. Plug your cable in, that green light in there, make sure you have that on. That is going to be your antenna. So, sound system, AM, FM.
You and me.
That's some music, so talk.
But it could be fun.
So, here we go. Indoors, outdoors, or neither, or both. Again, AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary. Touch it once to mute it. Hold it in to stand by and say goodbye. In our bedroom, a couple things in here. You're prepped for a TV here. Put it back here. There's your cable in 110. Go Power solar controller. I'll send you a separate video from them on these. Emergency escape window. Simply snatch the screen towards you. Push your window out. Storage under your bed on hydraulics that'll hold that up for you. That is very handy. Got a couple of bedroom doors you want snapped open for travel. That way they're not bouncing around on you. Heading back into our bathroom area. 110 with GFCI reset. Another area to keep an eye on your plumbing. There's your access area for that. Tub and shower. We've got a hand crank open power exhaust vent here. And here's where you'll turn on your Suburban hot water heater. Just turn it on and then set your temperature. May take you a try or two to find the temperature that you find comfortable. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come to my control panel, get ready to close the unit up and leave the campsite, shut off my interior lights, and then I can see all the individual lighting. I didn't have that one on, but all the individual lighting or accent lighting. Then I need to walk through the unit and shut off by hand, so that when I'm back to the control panel, all of the lighting can be shut off from there. As for the bedroom, so once we got all these off, we come to the control panel and turn on the interior lights and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all the doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Bedroom doors are snapped open. Vents are closed. And we're going to hit slide in. Just batten down the hatches, secure everything. Make it good for travel. Did forget to mention that there is a drawer, fold down area here. Not drawer, but fold down storage area underneath your sofa. And as this slide gets all the way in, you hear that noise. That's just a slide mechanism saying I'm in all the way. It's nothing grinding or broken. Alright, exit our unit again on the steps. Make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Put your steps up, lock that in. Before we leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door, lift and turn your handle. That's how you want that door for travel. Alright, if we are out dry camping, we're going to come up underneath here and dump our freshwater tanks. Bring up these stabilizing jacks by just a couple cranks to the left. Couple cranks to the left to loosen that. Then grab right a hold of this key ring. Lift this up high as you can go. Put our lock back on. And crank this the last couple cranks. Get it all the way up. If we are at a campsite, do the same thing. Bring up your stabilizing jacks. Unhook your power, your water, your cable. Hook up your hitch and then head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be behind your tires on your off-camp side. Got 10-foot hose, comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull our black handle. That's going to be your sewage. It sounds like that's no longer draining. Go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come back out, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and hook up to tank flush valve. Turn that water on for, let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Then close your black and pull your gray. While my grays are draining, get up underneath here, dump these low point drains. They're right behind the metal here. Dump those out. Come to our hot water heater. We're not going to be camping for a while. Just want to dump this stagnant water out of here. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, it's going to be hot water. When that's done, push that cap back down. Come back around here. When that gray is done, close that handle. It's going to be cleaner water, sinks and showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this JAYFLIGHT for many years to come. Happy camping.